Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Is Me podcast. And I am your girl, Marilyn. I am going to wait for my guest to come in. She'll be here soon. It is Friday, and I am feeling good. I got a new haircut. Yes, she is giving body. So, anyways, um, the guest I am going to have is Tracey Bonner. Now, Tracey, I met her almost 10 years ago in Atlanta, and I interviewed her many years ago. So it is just a very special night that here we are all these years later, and I get to interview her again. And she has grown so much, and she has done so many things since the last time I seen her, and is just basically catching up with an old friend. She's just such good energy, and I think that those type of relationships are just good to maintain and to nourish, even though like you go years or months without speaking to someone. It's just so good to just always keep in contact and just check in with them because you just never know what it'll just do for you, where you are in your life, and sometimes you just need to hear and tap in from that person, and it's just very nostalgic, right? Like when we reminisce and speak to the people from many moons ago. Yeah, so I'm super excited. um, if you're a Sweet Magnolias fan like I am, I literally binge watch the moment Netflix releases it, and I think she's coming on soon, guys. um the moment they release it, I just literally binge watch and I lose sleep till like 5 in the morning just watching because it's just so good. And I just love it. So I'm over here. Don't mind me drinking tea. I am doing a 30-day no alcohol. I am heavy on the teas lately, learning about the herbs, the benefits. Um, okay. Oh, here she is. Tracy!
What's up?
Baby! You look good, honey. You got dressed for
I said I'm coming on with my boo, so
me? You are giving. Yes to the
thank
lip,
you.
honey. How
Thank
are
you.
you?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
I
I'm ready to have conversation. So I've been looking forward to this for since you invited me on here. I'm like, what are we gonna talk about? Like, what are we going to be saying? So I'm really excited.
You know what? I've been at this for many years.
Yeah.
And when I go to interview someone, I do have my little book though. Hold on. I'm about to plug in my journal, and
Okay.
I have some questions for you, but
Okay.
I didn't really need that many questions because it's like catching up with an old girlfriend.
I know, right?
Before you got on, I was just saying how it's just so crazy how it's a full circle moment because I interviewed you almost 10 years ago.
Yep. When I first moved to Atlanta, yep.
Did you first move there?
Yeah, it was about a year after I moved here, but yeah. Yeah.
And
So.
look at you now, baby.
Look at
Look,
you.
look at us. Look
Okay.
at us. Oh my God, I just got chills. So tell me, we met in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You came at the time my show was called The Brunch,
Yes.
and I interviewed for Date Yourself Girl.
Hmm.
I do want to recap what's happening. Fill
Yeah.
us in. Are we still dating ourselves, girl? Because I have an answer to that.
Well, actually, yes and no. Here's the thing. I never stopped
Stop.
dating. I
Mm,
never stopped dating. I think what people misunderstood about the title was that I was bashing men and telling women you don't need a man. And I'm like, no, I want people to understand I would get so engrossed in my relationships that I would lose
yourself. Yep.
all of myself. And so that's why I was like, after my last relationship back in 2013, I was just like, who are you
Right.
without this man in your life, without any man in your life? Do you know what you like? Do you know what you're willing to put up with? Do you know some of the things that you need to change? Do you need counseling? Like all of those things. And I
Like a
just,
self-reflection.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't know if I'm really, I say I'm ready for a relationship, but I don't know if I'm ready because I haven't done any of the
The
work to
work.
kind of heal the traumas that I had. Here's the thing. I was in college. I was in a 4.5 year relationship with the same guy. And
Mhm.
2.5 of those years, he was physically and emotionally abusive. And I know
Wow.
a lot of people talk about physical abuse, but my physical abuse was when I had surgery, he kicked me in my surgical scar. You
Wow.
know, he was a mean, methodical man.
Malicious. Mhm.
And he would strangle me or smother me. He dragged me outside and covered my head with my sweater. And he threw the luggage on top of me, because I would spend the night. He dragged me outside, my shirt ripped off in front of my dad's frat brother. He saw that, that's the kind of physical abuse. He body slammed me so hard that I suffered a fractured spine and didn't realize it at the time that that's what was wrong.
Oh my
I
goodness.
would sit on my right side because I was just I'm like, why am I in so much pain? And
Mhm.
finally went to a doctor and he was like, have you been in an accident? And I was like, no. And then when I
Are
reflected, I said, oh, well, my ex-boyfriend body slammed me. And he
you
was like, he
how long ago was that?
that was 20. Oh, I can't even say 20. It was like 2000, 2001.
Okay.
So I was 20, 21 years old, and
Thinking you're in love.
yeah, I
He does
was in
it because he
love.
wants me and his way
Yeah,
of affection.
yeah. And I grew up in a small town in Tennessee, and we gonna be real
Uh,
tonight. I don't think I've really discussed a lot
Listen,
of these.
it's me and you tonight. Let's
Okay.
go. Go ahead.
Well, I grew up with a poor image of myself. There weren't a lot of um, darker skinned black women, black girls who were deemed pretty, or, a lot of times the lighter skinned girls would get most of the attention from the guys, right?
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
would struggle with how can I get some attention, and just as a teenager, sex was something that was new. I'm like, what is this thing? Is this how I have to get, their
And
attention?
and
And
we
so
didn't have a way to learn back then, right? We didn't have
mm,
social media.
we didn't have social media, and I grew up in the South, and
Mhm.
our mothers were not really talking to us about sex. What they would say is don't have it,
Right, that's it. Yeah.
and so I think as a young teenager, I just was looking for validation. I wanted someone to love me, someone to like me. And yeah, I went about it the wrong way. And I met this guy in college and was like, ooh, I got a boyfriend. He plays football and he's attractive and he wants me. But he
Mhm.
beat me down, mentally and physically. So
And did that pattern continue? Like once you left him, did you find yourself going and jumping into another relationship, suffering the same thing?
not the physical abuse so much, but
The-
I think what I did was I allowed patterns of emotional abuse to continue. I would allow men to manipulate me or gaslight me or just treat me any old kind of way. And I would just stick around because I'm like, well, nobody wants me. Nobody will want me. This is all I have. This is all I
Mhm.
have to choose from. So that's where I am. I'm like, I'm still trying to figure out dating. I live in Atlanta. It is not a
The
place.
percentage is a little.
And as I've gotten older, it's like, men my age are either married or dating younger.
or
And
self
so,
and not.
yeah,
Mhm.
and so the older guys, I'm not necessarily attracted to an older man, not to say that I won't date them. But they're a lot of the time stuck in their way. They're not very spontaneous, or they're not risk takers. And I'm just like,
I just wanna take it back for a second
yeah,
because, this is something that I've suffered with as well. You
okay.
know I'm newly divorced,
Hmm.
um, and I waited a long time before I got with someone, right? By choice.
Yeah.
And I thought because I thought I was doing the work. So when you say date yourself and I didn't even begin to do the work, or I started the work, or I did the work, but then you fall right back into the situation. So you really didn't do shit, right? So it's what for I can share what I've been doing as far
Hmm.
as self-caring and the work, because it gets to a certain point that we'll blame the men and we'll blame the men.
Hmm.
But if
Hmm.
we're falling back into the same pattern, at some point we're gonna have to blame ourselves.
Yes. So,
Why are we trauma bonding? Why do we continue to attract this type? What is it? Why are we so open and honest and loving to the wrong person? And how are we able to identify the right person?
ooh, that's deep. So, I think for me, counseling has helped me kind of figure those things out. Why am I trauma bonding with someone? Why am I trying to be a fixer? Or why do I want so much
The
to be
fixer,
a nurturer? I want to show this man.
the fixer part,
Uh huh.
the fixer part, because I am a victim of that.
Really?
Why do I want to be a fixer? The self reflection is because I'm afraid to fix myself.
Ooh, that's good. That's a good one.
I'm the
Really?
fear of what if I was to fix myself, and how far would I get once I cross that threshold?
Well, what is the fear? What do you mean you're afraid to fix yourself?
No, it's like it's a sense of finding purpose when you're so lost and don't know who you are,
Yeah.
right? So at least let me find some sort of purpose. I mean, this was me before. I'm
Yeah.
speaking past sense. Let me find a purpose of trying to fix someone to kind of feel good instead of fixing myself so I can self feel good.
Wow. I never looked at it that way. I it's not that I want to fix somebody. I've always felt like I wanted to be a supporter. Oftentimes the men that I date, predominantly black men, say
Mhm.
that, they haven't had a woman who has had their back or has supported them, or their life just shows struggle, right? And I'm
Right.
just like, I don't want to be that for them. I want to be someone who uplifts you, who empowers you. And
Where
so,
you lose yourself
yeah,
because
yeah,
the energy is not reciprocated.
it's not.
Hmm.
So my thing is now recognizing when it's not reciprocal love, um, or ending it early, not staying around. I just recently stopped seeing someone because I just told him we don't align, and I don't want to lead you on any further. I don't want this to go any further than like we cool. You don't even have to call and check on me,
Right.
but I
Right.
started to
That
notice.
part. We're
Yeah, I,
good.
I started to notice the signs early, and I'm like, I'm disconnecting now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, what are some of the things that you have been doing for yourself for self caring? Because listen, it's a lot of work.
It is.
I just did a podcast on this. It's gonna drop Monday
Mm.
about doing the work, about the self caring and being intentional. And it's something, and I'm realizing it because I started earlier mid year with
Oh,
really being intentional on the work now, right? Because you identify the problem and then you do the work,
yeah,
and it's exhausting.
yeah.
It's
I'll tell you where. it's ongoing work, but I tell you where I still need the most work, and it's my mental
Yeah.
health.
Yes.
Um,
But that's the work. The mental health is the work.
the mental health is the hardest part for me, and I think what I mean by that is my mindset.
Mhm.
I can sometimes be a pessimist when it comes to thinking about love and loving relationships. Do I believe in them for other people? Absolutely. I think it can happen for someone else. But when it comes to me, I'm like, no,
Is
I
that
don't
generational mindset for you?
know. Explain what do you mean by generational mindset?
Have you is this something that you grew up with, not knowing what love is or seeing what love is?
No, no. My mother's parents were to me the epitome of a loving relationship.
Oh,
Can you hear me? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
They were the epitome of a loving relationship. My grandfather doted on my grandmother, gave her compliments, took her out, was very romantic.
Mhm.
Um, and we didn't really have a lot of money. And he was able to woo her
Google, right.
until his death. And it just, they would hold hands and
The little
make,
thing,
yeah, and make plans. And he would say, I love you. And he would kiss her and, showing affection. And I lived with them till I was 14. I think I saw them argue once out
right,
of that entire time of me living with them. Like they made living in that house easy,
right.
and their love for one another. I've always desired that, and I had a very close relationship to my grandfather
Mhm.
um, up until his death. And I watched my parents are married, but there are some things that I recognize in their marriage that I'm like, I would not put up with that. I don't care. I would not put up with that. And I think it's because I'm older now, and
Mm,
I've gone through a lot. So I recognize what is toxic to me. I
mhm.
wouldn't be able to put up with that like the older generation of our parents.
Are are you afraid to open
Uh,
yourself up again?
no, I'm not afraid. I'm always look. I date a lot. Okay, I like dating. I like the newness of the relationships. I
I
even like.
love the newness.
Okay,
If
I like.
I
I
could
like
get
that.
the newness all, the whole time, it's great.
Yeah, that butterfly feeling that you feel. But I'm not afraid of also working inside of the relationship either.
But
But
it
I'm
has to be both
finding.
ways.
Hmm,
It has to be both ways.
and I was gonna say I'm finding that though, after that third or fourth month, it's like they don't wanna.
They
Oh,
are
you don't want to get to
very
know me now.
comfortable, honey.
So
Yeah, they're very comfortable.
yeah, I mean, but I date. I'm not afraid to open myself up. But when I do begin to be myself, I start to see men be distant, and I'm like, well, is it something about me? Like I'll go to my therapist and say, okay, I've noticed a pattern change. He's not calling as much. He's not texting back. He's not doing these things. So I'm falling back too because I
Right.
don't want to.
You're matching energy.
Yeah, this dating stuff is hard. It's
It's
hard in 2023.
it's ghetto.
It is. I don't like.
It's ghetto. I'm over it. But listen, I'm happy that you did the work and that you came out of your trauma, baby, because
Yes.
it made you stronger. Okay. So enough of that sobby stuff. We know dating in 2023 for us older women, although we look like we're in our 20s. Okay.
I'm receiving that, girl.
Um, I too am dating myself and I absolutely love it. So I love that you started that movement and
Yes.
made it okay. And I'll have you know that when I lived in Atlanta, I dated myself a lot.
Yeah.
And I haven't really done it since I've been back in New York, but
Oh, really?
earlier this month, I'm like, I'm going to start. I'm going to start. I'm going to an event by myself this weekend. It's a red
Oh,
carpet. I'm gonna get suited and booted because I'm like, you know what? Fuck, fuck. I don't want to date. I don't want to
that's
date. I'm good. But I
Okay.
want to jump into when I met you, I
Yeah,
interviewed you and we hit it off right away
yes, we did.
because you are a light, you are
Oh,
beautiful, your energy is contagious, and you invited me to a play, and
which
that
one?
is the first introduction that I had to Tracy Bonner, the actress, not the date yourself,
Yeah,
guru, but the actress. And it was just phenomenal to see. And not for nothing, doing a play is very hard
it is.
because, like, doing a show is like cut, replay, cut. Doing a play is all you got to know your lines.
Mm-hmm. I'm going through that now. Yes.
So tell me, many years ago you were in a play. Now you are on TV, girl. You on Raising Dion,
Mm-hmm.
Black Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Were you in? I remember I was in the movie theater, and I don't know if it was with Josh Duhamel. I think. Did you do a movie with him?
No.
I think you played a nurse. It was a big actor like that. I think you played a.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. It was a movie, right? Longest Ride. Was that it?
I think was it? I don't know. I'm like, is that Tracy?
Girl, yeah. I
So loud
played
in
a
the
couple
movie,
of nurses.
so loud in the movie theater. I'm like, that's Tracy. I'm like, go
Yeah.
look, I'm tearing up. It was
Oh,
such like a proud moment to see my friend on the big screen.
oh
So
wow.
tell me some of the challenges. What do you got, especially coming from Tennessee to Atlanta? Did you move to Atlanta from Tennessee to pursue acting?
No, I'm originally from Decatur. My parents moved when I was 8. Um, Officially moved when I was 8, and grew up in Tennessee. Went to college in Tennessee. Then I went to grad school in Chicago, and that was
Okay.
my introduction to professional acting,
Okay.
and professional theater. And so I lived there for 12 years, kind of hit the glass ceiling, was doing voiceover, but not a lot of TV and film opportunities. And I quit. I quit, and my dad was like, "Why don't you come?" Because he retired from Cedar Grove High School in Ellenwood, and
Okay.
he's like, "Why don't you come? I'm moving back to Tennessee with your mom, and why don't you come out here? You have." I did a couple plays here in the past, and he was like, "Why don't you just try it out?" I was like, "Whatever. I'm quitting. I'm gonna be a teacher," and yeah, I auditioned for a couple plays, and then I did started doing TV, and I started liking it and started doing it more. And yeah, that's how I ended up really turning my sights towards TV. Now I'm back doing theater. I'm actually about to do a play in Arizona uh, until March. So,
When Broadway comes, I'm going to be front row.
oh, that you're too kind. I can't sing, so Broadway doesn't do a lot. They don't do a lot of straight plays,
You better
unfortunately.
fake it till you make it, girl.
Girl, I wish I could sing. Ugh, but
Oh, you gonna hold a little tune. You better get you some voice lessons.
oh no, 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 I know my lane. I
You
know
know
my
your limits.
Yeah, I just went to see MJ
Someone
the musical, and I
someone
was
asked,
like,
"What school did you attend for acting?"
"Oh, I went to the theater school at DePaul University in Chicago. It's formerly known as the Goodman School of Drama, and that's where I got my MFA in acting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
check it out.
check
Check.
it out. Sherelle Stewart, thank you for tuning
Mhm.
in.
What's up, girl?
Tracy,
Mhm.
I'm gonna pull out my little book here.
You are hilarious.
You can purchase it now on Amazon.
Yeah.
Now, I know we spoke on the phone a couple of weeks ago, though, and I just want to give you your flowers because you were too busy giving me my flowers, and which you are just thank you.
You're
But
welcome. You deserve it.
thank you. I know it hasn't been easy for you. I know it has been a challenge, and honestly and truly, I am so proud of you. And when I tell you, I literally teared up when I saw you in the theater. It was, because it's like you're seeing the evolution. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And
yeah.
don't let anyone ever tell you different, and don't let anyone ever dim your light. And Too bad your ass can't sing because I was hoping for Broadway.
Girl, I can't. I tried it. No.
But I'll take Netflix because it's the next best thing. But we're gonna get there.
Yes.
Um, okay. Did you find so you said you found challenges growing up, as a black girl and the light skinned girls got more attention. Did you find it challenging for you also in this, although you're in the black mecca,
Mhm,
right? Did
mhm,
you find some challenges being a black woman in this industry? And do you and I've heard this from other actors and actresses, but
mhm.
have you ever experienced not getting a part or kind of being looked over someone else because you're a black woman?
Not necessarily because I'm a black woman. Um, it I don't look a certain way. Like let me just keep it 100.
Mhm.
This industry is about appearance, how you look, and I just don't have a lot of European, features, and there's just not a lot of space for women like me. They will give opportunities to maybe 5 of us and that's it. So, I don't necessarily feel like it was because I'm black.
Black.
What
The art roles written rather.
Yeah, I'm a certain kind of um I'm a sister.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna be I'm a sister. When I walk in a room, it's really like they'll stereotype me
Right.
very quickly.
Did that
And
because of that, did you ever feel discouraged?
oh yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I told you I quit before I moved here.
Yeah. Did you quit again when you got there?
um, I quit for 3 years. I mean, I did theater. I would do a play here, like the play that you saw, and a play there. But no, I haven't really quit. I think what has happened is my career shifted and my purpose has shifted.
Mhm.
I find joy in mentorship. I like to mentor new artists because we didn't have that when we graduated school. They just put us out there and was like,
With
okay,
the
bye,
wolves, right? Figure it out. Hmm.
and nobody really taught us the business of being an actor. So I enjoy mentorship. I enjoy teaching.
Yeah,
Particular,
I noticed you started coaching.
yes, I have a self
Mhm.
tape business,
Okay.
and I'll coach within the session, right? Um, the other coaching really requires a lot of me, so I have to pick and choose those moments. But I also teach. I teach
Mhm.
the self tape class, and I
I would
found some
love to be
perfect
your
way.
student.
You should come.
That
Come.
class must be so fun.
Because a lot of my students are based in Chicago, New York, and
Mhm.
LA. You know,
Okay. Wow, that's
so
crazy.
yeah. But that's where I'm looking to turn my focus because we're multifaceted. If you're an artist, you're
Mhm.
multifaceted, and you should be. You
Of
shouldn't just
course,
depend on that one thing.
for sure.
Because as you know, as an actor, like I haven't booked anything um since February 2022.
Well, the strike was happening, right?
Well, February 2022.
Oh, last year. Okay.
So
Yeah. Wow.
I did a play starting December of last year, and it took me out of the casting pool. And then when I got back a couple months later, the strike happened.
Ugh,
So it's been it's been kind of difficult to
that's
navigate. But
that's
I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't one of those actors who was like dying to get back to work. I knew there was a lot of self work and self care I needed to do that I was not doing for myself because I was really uberly focused on my career. And I
mhm.
think sometimes when you're so tunnel vision, you'll forget to take care of yourself. You'll forget about your health, period. You'll
Mhm.
forget about pouring into yourself and doing those things that make you happy and
The
bring you
self-care
joy.
the self-care is so important in
Yeah.
all aspects of your life, and sometimes what I was finding that I was doing is I was just busy, 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 but then I'm like, "Am I being productive?"
So that's where I was like, I need this break because I
Mhm.
was doing so much for so many people that I forgot about me. So I
Well,
was crying during the strike. I
you were people suffered from that strike.
They
People,
did.
they
They
were.
did. And
I
I
know
think
some
a lot of people,
directors and producers from Atlanta.
yeah,
Atlanta is my second home, so I know a lot of people who were struggling.
yeah. But I'm not gonna say that I didn't struggle. But what I want
No, you can say
to
you're blessed and highly favored, and God got you, and He will
yes.
handle all the problems. So you
This
can.
is what I want artists to remember is that remember before you were making money, we were out here grinding, we were out here hustling. That
Multiple streams
can't
of
that
income.
can't never we can't never get that comfortable to where
Right.
we feel like we can't have something in our back pocket. And I think that's what helped me was that, you know,
You went
I
back to the
was
roots.
I was doing some other things. I was teaching, I was mentoring, I was doing, so I didn't really feel it like a lot of people who were just solely depending on the acting, which is, if you can solely depend on acting, that's amazing.
Right.
But what I'm saying is remember that thing, that grind, that hustle we had,
Mhm.
before we were just
Tracy,
focused.
my ADD. I go all over the place. I want to see you on the Tyler Perry.
I've been on Tyler Perry before.
Oh, which one?
I was on Have and Have Nots.
Oh, you see, I didn't get into having have
I
nots.
was on two episodes, and Tyler Perry, amazing. The studio was amazing. I think their process moves a little uh quickly for me, for my style of acting. I mean, a lot of actors have photographic memories. I don't. I like
Got
that's
it.
why I love theater because I can go over these lines over and over. I could do this play over and over. Um,
Yeah, I was
but
watching Maxine's Baby. Did you watch that
I
documentary?
haven't seen it yet. No,
My
it's
God,
good.
so good.
Yeah, I
But
mean, my friends are on Tyler Perry, and I look at them, and I'm like,
they're
y'all,
stressed.
y'all are a different set of kind of actors. Y'all can do 80 pages a day. Like
Yeah,
Sweet
that's what
Magnolias,
I'm saying.
we might just do 7 pages. You
So
know,
let's shift over because that was a good segue to Sweet Magnolias, baby. Love, love, love the show. Tell me how you landed that. What's been the process? I want to know everything.
it's
Tell
so
me the
funny.
backstory. Tell me the gossip.
It's so funny.
Um,
I got this audition to play a Lutheran pastor, and I was like, I'm not gonna get this. And I literally just said the lines in a monologue.
mhm.
And
Someone
I
said, "Can
just,
you see the comments too?"
yes, I can.
Oh,
We'll address that in a minute. But
oh,
I did the thing. I played her like a real Baptist pastor because I was like, I Googled Lutheran and I was like, I don't know what that is.
right.
And I was like, I'm just be me, right? And so I had a client come in and do the same audition. And I was like, dang, like
Not the teacher
she
and the student.
wowed me. You were amazing. I said, let me show you my audition. And we laughed. We laughed at it. And then when I booked it, I called her. I said, girl, you're not gonna believe me. You are not gonna believe that I booked that pastor. And after that, it just I love her. I mimic, not mimic, but I draw from my mom. My mom is Pastor June. She is very kind and wise and just tells you like it is. And so I mean, that's how I got it, really. It was a self-tape.
She's the fixer.
My mama, yeah, yeah,
She's the fixer
yeah.
because everyone goes to Pastor June. Whenever everyone's going through something, who do they go? And I'll tell you one thing that I love most about because what type of show is that considered? Like
It's episodic
it's
drama, I guess you would.
right. Some would say like it's a little cheesy and stuff like that. And
I, you know, I don't know why. Well, it's I call it down home wholesome.
yes,
And if
no,
that's cheesy, then I'll take that any day because
I love it because the message is
yeah, yeah. I think we are bombarded now with a lot of negative content and
And
a
I
lot
cannot.
of
I cannot. I like rom-coms. I
yeah.
like happy stuff. Like some of this reality, I do love some of my housewives,
Okay.
but the other stuff is just like, ugh, yeah, I can't. I like feel good stuff.
Yeah, there we go. And
It's
it is a feel good show. It's down home community. You know these people.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
yeah.
community, the community part. And being from New York, um, and obviously I lived in Atlanta for a few years, and now and then living in Atlanta and being able to compare the two,
Hmm.
I was exposed to so many new things living in the South than living, up here. And it's just, and I think that's why I love the show so much, because it's like
Hmm.
in Atlanta, people have dinner parties, right?
Yeah.
Like Sundays, they're doing stuff by the pool. And I'm like, what is this stuff?
Yeah.
Or a high school football game, people are tailgating.
Yeah.
No, that's something that I've never experienced before. So going down to the South, I'm like, damn, I'm actually slowing down and just enjoying the moment. So just the show being reflective of sisterhood, friendship,
Hmm.
being
Yep.
there for one another, what it means to be there for one another, that you're going to get into some shit, but you're going to make up and be there for each other at the end. And how much church and God and prayer is involved.
Yeah.
It, it's good.
I love it. I love doing the show. I love my castmates. I know that's cliche, but I really do enjoy. Like I look forward to going on that set. And sometimes that could be rare, sometimes work can just be work, but they are really family.
Yeah, they make
So
it.
it wasn't just work for us. It was actually like you said, going to see my friend. Brooke is my friend. That's my homegirl. Like Joe, that's I can call Joe and say, "Hey Joe, can you come pop up at a class for me?" And
Wait, hold on. Who's Brooke? I don't know. Who's
oh,
Brooke?
Brooke is Dana Sue.
Ugh,
Brian, the
she's my favorite.
oh, I love. She is me in real life. Like we connected on a real level. Like, do I know you? Like, did you did you date that guy? That same guy? Like, we really everything about her is
I
yeah.
love her character so much. I love when she was in her phase of, Stella getting her groove back,
Yes, honey.
with the farmer.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Dana
Yes.
Sue. Okay, so Dana Sue is Brooke. Oh, so who's Joe?
Joe is the lead. I'm sorry, my dog is bothering me. Hey,
Well, she wants to be in it. Oh my goodness, so cute.
he's a baby. Just a baby.
Spoiled.
I'm sorry, Bourbon.
It's
His name is
okay.
Bourbon. Say hey.
My babies are not here. That's why the house is quiet. Because or else this would not be happening right now.
I'm sorry.
No,
He's
I
a
love
part
it.
of it now.
Yes. Joe is the main character. Is that the baseball player coach?
Yes. Yes. Cal.
Why can't I find
Yeah.
me one of those?
Yeah, I mean it's gonna happen though. See, that's the thing. When I was talking about mindset, like we thank you, mindset
Yes, he is a
is
cutie, Cheryl. She's a
yeah,
cutie. Hmm.
showstopper, show stealer. I just really think it can happen for us. I think my issue is, like I said, mindset.
No, it's the mind. But
I've got to work on my mindset.
you got to work on the mindset. You got to be
I do.
prepared for it, and
do.
you got to
Uh,
write it down. But for me, I want to be 1,000% me,
yeah, me
so
too.
I don't ever lose myself again.
You feel like you lost yourself?
Whew, child. In my marriage, my girlfriend's like, "Who are you? Where'd
Really?
you go?" And even
But
me,
what do you mean? Because I know what I mean when I say I lost myself, but like,
I stopped Marilyn. This, my radio, my entrepreneurship. I just fell into that submissive role, right? Because I thought that that's what you do as a wife, and that's just I don't know, and I lost her.
mm,
I didn't know where she went, and
that's big.
the life I didn't have life within me anymore.
Wow.
Now it's like I'm growing. I love talking to you. I love doing my podcast. I love networking.
Mhm.
All the things that we used to do out there. And
Yeah.
I helping, talking to people. That's just me at my core. And I just completely stopped everything that defined me.
Well, that's crazy because when I would see you, and I don't know if it's social media that does this to us, that gives us this false sense of whatever. But when I would see you, you were working out and, raising your babies. And, it appeared that you had everything, and I would be lying if I didn't say that I was looking at your life saying, damn, why I want that, why can't I have that? But
So,
not, go ahead.
so, you know, um,
Uh-oh. Do I need my tissues too?
nope, nope, nope. We're gonna get it under control. You know, I think that you want things to work out so bad.
Hmm.
And when I met my husband, it was great.
Hmm.
It was great. And then it was bad. And then it was great. And then it was bad.
Hmm.
But then it's denial, right? Because you hear these stories like, not everything is perfect, things will work out, or it's just a hump and stuff like that. So it was great because I'm like, oh my God, someone asked me to marry them.
Hmm.
Oh my God, I'm finally gonna raise children with someone, right? I'm not gonna be a single mother again. So it's creating the, oh my God, I never had this, it's here, but at what cost? You know what I mean? So when I finally started being woke and I started my podcast almost like a dear diary because I needed a way to vent, this is
Hmm.
why I started the This Is Me podcast because I'm like, it's not feeling the way it's looking,
Mm. Oh, wow.
and
That's huge.
you do look at social media and you do see, I'm like, oh man, yeah, I think I have that. And but then I'm like, but why don't I feel the way that it looks? And again, once I started being woke and wait a minute, I don't give a fuck how what looks. I care about how I feel.
Mm.
And I was just venting on my podcast and venting and venting. And it was my dear diary until I realized that I didn't care how I looked. I wanted to feel. I wanted to feel me. I wanted to see me again.
That's
So,
huge. I'm doing this play called Intimate Apparel, and Esther is this 35-year-old woman. I'm much older than her, but she she's never been with a man, but that's something that she desires in 1905. And she has a line in this play where she says, I'm 35, Mamie, and he wants to marry me.
yeah.
And then she says, and I ain't got no more opportunities, I'm afraid. And there ain't gonna be no more opportunities, I'm afraid. So I've told him yes. It's like, oh wow.
Cause you feel like you set yourself this timeline. I'm like, I was single for so long, and here, is I'm like, I'm ready. I don't want to go out there. I want to, you know what I mean? But then it's like, once you realize, like, what the fuck, where am I rushing to?
Yeah.
So for you to see me and be like, man, I kind of want that. That's why I was so transparent about putting the downfall and the demise. Obviously he's wasn't too happy and is still not too happy about it. But I always say, if you're embarrassed by what you've done, maybe you should have never done your actions. Um,
Yeah.
because I am a very transparent person. You've always known me to be that. I am a very open book, and I'm not afraid to share my
Yeah.
downfalls because of social media.
Yeah. Well,
I
let me
had this
tell you this
beautiful
though.
wedding. The marriage didn't work out. I was sleeping on the couch with my kids and
Hmm.
look at me now and it's a story like we all go through it. So
Yeah.
sis, if you are posting and thinking that Gucci here and vacation here and you're getting your ass beat, I
Yeah.
feel sorry for you.
That's
You
huge.
know?
Listen, let me tell you something. I have always wanted to be a mother. I've always wanted to be married. Though I've always wanted to be a wife and a mom. And now as a 44-year-old woman, I am undergoing the process of freezing my eggs, and I'm really late in the process. They really stop at 42.
Right.
But they said they'll go up to 46.
Mhm.
Um because I chased my career, and I'm finding a lot of women in my craft chase their careers because we feel like we have such a short window.
Window. Right.
Um because we feel like this is a young woman's game. And so we're like, oh, I got to pursue my career. I got to hit. I got to. And that's what happened to me. I was chasing my career, and I overlooked a couple guys, that could have been.
But I hope you don't regret that.
I don't regret it, but I do regret not being a mom and a wife. I do. I just said that was a contradictory statement.
Listen,
I
a
kind of
lady,
do.
I think a lady in Uganda, 70
She just
something
had a twins.
twins,
Now
okay?
she's
You
crazy.
are 44 looking like you're going on 24. And
She's crazy.
trust me, as a mother of four kids, four boys,
All boys.
I don't know what you feel. So I'm not gonna tell you don't, I don't know what you feel. But it could have gone the other way, right? Like
Yeah.
I could be saying about you, man, I wish I would have chased my radio career. Back then up in New York, it was Wendy Williams, and Angie
Hmm.
Martinez. And if
Hmm.
I would have stood at it when I started it almost 10 years ago, more over 10 years ago, I probably would have been there, but I was at basketball games and coaching and, had to work a full time to maintain. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I feel like it's potato, potato. I feel like we can
right.
have it all, though. Like I really do. I'm like, why do we have to forsake this thing to pursue what we want? Why can't we have both? I
And I,
don't
I'm trying.
know.
I'm tired.
I know you, girl.
I'm
Listen, I
tired.
got a dog, and I be like,
But I feel like us women, we can, strong women, we can have it all. It's going to take time. It's going to be a journey, but just know that your path is your path. And, now you're ready. The self caring, you had to go through those relationships, you know, to realize, like, wait a minute, I am beautiful. Anybody can want me. It's a matter who I choose, not
mm,
who chooses me.
mm,
Right. So don't worry. You'll be the perfect mother.
I'm gonna pray. That's all I can. That's all I can do. No, I'm serious. Like I had a breakdown in therapy on Tuesday. I was just like,
Why?
I missed the boat. I waited too late. It's too late for me. I live in Atlanta. It is so hard. It is. Let me tell you something. The
But
younger
you just
guys,
but you just said you have to be open to it and you're not.
open to what? Dating?
Yeah.
I am. I am.
Are
I
you
said I date. Here's the thing. I'm dating, but the younger guys are attracted to me, but they don't want to settle down with me because I'm older. And the older guys want younger women. I am just really, I'm in
you're
a
in
weird, I'm in
it's
a
in that
weird
weird space.
age range.
It's that weird space. Well,
So that's why I may feel like, or it may seem like I'm not open, but I am. I want to share my life with somebody. I don't want to be in this house by myself. I fell out of my closet one day and almost hit my head, and I just sat there and I boohoo cried because I
maybe
was
I'm
like,
here by myself.
I could have been in here, hit my head, and in you know, nobody's
Mhm,
gonna know for
mhm.
3 days. They're
I
just gonna
know.
think, oh, we haven't heard from Tracy. Good, let's check on her. I could be dead in that closet. So trust me, I think about like being alone a lot. And I don't think people really, when they view relationships, when they look at them, they don't look at them in totality.
Total.
I
Mhm.
think we look at relationships, oh, he fine, or oh, he got money, or oh, he could
The
take care.
long term.
Look at his job title, he could take care of me. But I don't
Mhm.
think we really look at the soul of a person. We don't what's their relationship like with their parents? How do they treat their friends? How do they view money? Um, are our religious beliefs aligning with one another? Do we want to parent the same way? Do you want kids? Like, we don't look at that kind of stuff.
No, we do. Our age does. The youngers, the youngers, the elders, we look at that stuff, but the youngers, and I always say you can really get to know someone when they're around their closest friends
Yeah,
because they're like in their true comfort zone, and
yeah,
now they're letting their hair down.
yeah.
I'm on the same boat, but I don't want to date. I'm good.
Really?
Yeah, it's ghetto. It's ghetto. All right, I have a couple more questions.
Okay.
Thank you for switching up the time because I have my son's game. See,
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely,
got multitask. Go to my son's
absolutely.
basketball game. Okay. What's next? What's next for Tracy Bonner? Where do you see yourself?
In Arizona doing this play. Uh,
Oh, who is one like big actor? Or what type of movie would you like to do, and what actor or actress would you like to work with one day?
I don't have the kind of movie, but I can tell you the actor that I really would love to work with is Mahershala Ali. He is so nuanced.
Oh, he's good. He's so good.
I watched this movie called Swan Song, and there's a scene in it where he meets his wife on this train. It's the scene where they first met, and they didn't say a word for like
They
two and
spoke
a,
so much.
for like 2 or 3 minutes, and I was like,
Yep.
what did I just witness? So I would love to be on a set with someone who's that nuanced and grounded and fine. He's amazing.
He fine.
But
Girl.
he embodies everything I feel like an actor should have.
Yes.
When
That
you watch him acting, he's not acting. He is honest and real and true. I don't
he
know.
definitely embodies the every character that he plays for
Yeah.
sure. And he is underlooked, I think.
Really? He got
I think
two Oscars?
is it he?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I just feel like in the public eye he's overlooked.
I think that's good though.
Yeah.
You know, oh, I forget the man's name. Uh, anyway, I feel like when you can just go do the work and then
And
go
go
home
home. You're
and
right.
be out the blogs and out the news, that's
I
kind of
know.
like
Cause look
I
at the
want
other one. I'm
to.
like, damn,
Oh,
I was rooting for you.
Jonathan May, Jonathan May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the height. At the height. Oh
Well,
my,
yeah, at the height, but this is. I don't think it's the end for him. People
it's
are
not
saying
the it's
they're
not
saying
the I
his
don't
career is over, but I really think
I
he'll
don't know
take a couple years. It's gonna take a couple years. Stay out of the limelight. I say keep your head down, focused, and he'll
I
be back.
want to I want to wrap this up, but now that we're talking about him,
Hmm.
funny about we were talking about the trauma bonding.
Oh yeah.
So Megan is hand in hand with him.
Well, I don't know how real their relationship is. It kind of seems out of the blue for me. Again, I don't know.
After she just divorced, and right, we don't know. We don't know her business. We don't, but from
Yeah.
what we do know, from what we see, here she is married a pastor, right?
Yeah.
They divorced. Not saying that all the pastors are good and holier than now and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And now she is like hands in hand after this new divorce with this man who's facing all of these allegations. Now, do you think she's healed? Do you think she's trauma bonding? Do you think like now is he feeding her that I love you, thank you for being here for me, that he's giving her whatever hole she was missing.
You know, I don't know if she's trauma bonding. Again, I don't even know if this is a real relationship. They could just honestly be friends, and people have said that they in a relationship and they're just going with it. I don't know. I
Mm,
do
that could be
recall I do recall seeing in some interviews where she spoke about her marriage and how disappointed she was that it did end. And it didn't end because she wanted it to end. So, you know, I don't
Look,
know.
this is why dating is so scary. If
Yeah.
if a pastor cannot make it work and you're led by God, your covenant is protected by,
I got my own reason. I got my own thoughts about why I think that relationship didn't work. Um,
why.
I honestly think he struggled with her being not so much in the limelight, but she is a sex symbol. She is gorgeous. She,
She is
you
very
know,
good.
she's boom, bang, boom. And I think that may, for a pastor, that image for him may have kind of weighed on him. Even though we've
Which
seen
is bullshit because
he
he knew
took
who
up
he
for
was
her.
marrying.
I know, but I think you can put up with something or you can accept something about someone. And I mean, they were together 9, 10 years. So that's a long time.
Oh, damn, I didn't know they were together that long.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
that's
were
a
together
long
for
time.
a while.
He probably thought she would, like, eventually tone it down. Real quick, we can go talk for hours. Imma say real quick, 30 minutes from now. But, Shawnee and K Key Shawnee O'Neal and,
Oh,
Kieran, what's his name?
I know I
You
follow
but
him and I don't
with
even
that pastor,
Keon,
Keon,
Pastor Keon. Yes,
Pastor Keon,
yes.
um, what do you think about that?
You know, I want it to work. Let me tell you, I do. I struggle with her being on Basketball Wives and what it represents, the kind of behavior it represents, and then yeah, Keon Henderson.
Mhm.
The way they behave, I'm like, is this going to cause friction between? Because she's executive producer and she's also on the show.
Right.
I hope it
Well,
works
she
out.
makes it so I did catch him. I did catch one of his sermons because I
Mhm.
just started because I didn't really know who he was until, obviously she started, promoting him, and he does pray for the girls.
Yeah, I mean,
He
listen.
we're not here to judge because we know you're not holier than now, and, so he does include the show and don't judge people for whatever. We're just gonna pray for them and stuff.
Yeah,
So I think they're doing a good job in
I
managing
hope
it.
so. I
So I
like them
do want them
together.
to work. I do like them together.
Yeah, I like them together, and they seem to have a good chemistry. And this is what I like about him. He seems very assured of who he is.
A man,
Yeah,
a leader.
yeah.
These
So
guys today just want
again, I
a
don't know.
baby.
We don't know,
We
but
don't know, but he talks a good talk and
yeah,
he walks a good walk, and I hope
yeah.
that is true because um a man's man is just very hard to find these days, and I think that is why there is like a drought, in the dating scene. All right, Tracy, before we close out,
Oh,
tell us oh, tell us how we can find you. We can continue to support you. Give us your handles.
I only have one. Okay, I'm that person. You can find me on Instagram at the Tracey Bonner, Tracy Tracey Bonner Bonner. And that's it.
That's
Okay.
it, Tracy
I ain't on
Bonner. All
TikTok,
right.
Snapchat. I mean,
Thank
I'm
you.
on Facebook, but
You're like my first official guest on This Is Me podcast. I've always just done them by myself, but I have such a good time connecting and speaking with everyone.
yes.
So I'm going to try something and let's see how it works. Like I'm trying to figure out a closing. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna start a sentence and you're gonna finish it.
Okay. Oh,
You ready? I am
amazing.
okay. I am amazing.
I don't know. I am amazing. I
You
want to
are.
start. We got to start saying these things, even, we might not
Affirmation.
feel them right now.
Affirmation.
But
Tracy,
yeah.
I love you so much.
Thank you for
Thank
having me.
you. Um, FaceTime me with Joe.
Okay.
To say, "Hey, Joe." And, yeah, we're gonna talk after this, so
Okay.
thank you. Love you. Bye.
Thank you. Love
And
you.
thank you all for tuning in.
Bye.
Cheryl Stewart, thank you. You were
Yes.
being very interactive. Please like, share, subscribe, and as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Now, how to end this live? Let me see.
Hit
Oh,
that
right here.